Bookworm family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell because it's always a mystery when I post new videos. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. It is at _dancing_bookworm. I post on there full book reviews and bookish content. If you hear a weird noise in the background, it is Chandler, my cat. If you're new, he has the zoomies right now and he is jumping from paper bag to paper bag. You just missed him jumping on top of my head. That was a fun time. He has been super mischievous today, guys. I've had a horrible day. Not even like anything anybody's done, just like generally like a bad day. Like, I woke up and I was on my phone and then all of a sudden my Wi-Fi stopped working and I was like, why is my Wi-Fi not working? And I looked over, Chandler had chewed through one of the cords, so I had to call and be like, oh, what do I do now? And they were like, oh, you gotta bring it in, which I can't bring it in until tomorrow, so I have no Wi-Fi right now, which is really annoying because like everything in my house is hooked up to my Wi-Fi, so like my TV, my phone, everything. So like everything that I use on a nightly basis is all Wi-Fi based, so I can't use any of it right now, which is really frustrating. Then I like threw my back out at work, which right now it's like doing better. I was like down for the count when I first got home, like couldn't really stand up all the way. But I do it every once in a while. Oh my gosh, I thought Chandler was gonna jump on me again. Chandler, chill. Out of control, dude. So it was really painful when I first did it. Like, I was just like, I'm an acro teacher, so I teach acrobatics at my dance studio, which I teach like a bunch of different styles, but acro is like one of my main styles that I teach. And I went to go spot like a couple of kids for back handsprings and I just noticed like this weird pulling, and then I like stood up too fast and like threw it out. It was a fun time. I don't really know how I did it officially, but I'm gonna go with that was probably the way that I did it, was spotting and then standing up too fast. So anyway, so my back hurt really bad and I like couldn't stand up when I first got home, so I kind of just flopped down. So that was a good time. And then Chandler was just being like wicked naughty, like wicked crazy, and like jumping, and he's still being really crazy. I don't know what he has gotten into. I don't give him catnip or anything, so he just gets like these random bouts of energy. Hey, he was trying to chew another cord. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know when he started doing this. Like, he never chewed cords as a kitten, so I never bothered really like covering them up. But then he got a little bit older and he started chewing them, so I put cord covers over all of them, but I missed this one cord and he found it. He found the one cord and chewed through it. And now he's like chewing on the cord covers that like he can't actually get through. They're like hard plastic, so he can't get through them. But it's still like, I don't want him to practice chewing cords, so keep having to like shoo him away from cords, but he's driving me nuts. Love my cat, but some days I'm like, dude, chill it out. But yeah, so that happened, and then I got home, and because I didn't have any Wi-Fi, I was trying to upload a YouTube video, and I don't even know if it's uploaded at this point. It was like 17 hours away from uploading when I last checked, and I got frustrated. And I was trying to fill out like these forms that I had to fill out, and they weren't going through because I didn't have the right information. It's just been a day. It's been a day full of bleh. So anyway, so currently my physical book that I'm reading is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashares. I'm a little under halfway through this. I really wanted to finish this past weekend and I never got around to it. So I'm hoping to finish it in the next couple days. He is being so naughty. I don't know what has gotten into him. I think he's bored. I gotta find Chandler Bing. You do not eat that cord. Oh my God. Does anybody else have the world's best pet and then the one night you need them to be the world's best pet, they decide that they're going to be a gift from Satan instead? Like, honest to God, I swear. This happens about like once every 2 or 3 months, where he will be like this little angel cat, so good, and then one day he will just be a hellion and he gets himself into everything, and I'm like, dude. So anywho, my physical book that I'm reading right now is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashares. This is about 4 best friends who have to go their separate ways for a summer, and they find this pair of jeans that fits all of them, which is a crazy thought for them that they all fit into the same pair of jeans because they're all vastly different people and sizes and stuff like that. So they decide that they're magical pants and that they're going to ship them to each other throughout the summer with like letters of how camp is going. He is still chewing this cord. Chandler Bing, do I need to cat shame you? I will cat shame you. Anywho, Chandler Bing, do not eat cords. So you guys can see, let's see. Okay, so like that's the outlet, and then that like yellow thing is the cord cover that I put on. And then the other one didn't have a cord cover. It was just the black part of the cord, which is like a very tiny bit of cord up there that I'm hoping he won't get to, but the yellow part is the cord cover. And that is my not working Wi-Fi modem because the router's down, so I had to pack up the router to bring to Spectrum tomorrow, which is my least favorite. But this is my cat who, after getting in so much trouble today, decided, hey, you know what'd be fun to do again? Try to eat this cord. Yes, hide under there because I'm shaming you on the interwebs. Shaming you on the interwebs. God, you're lucky you're cute. Look at that face. Like, I can't even be mad at him because his face is so stinking cute. Chandler, why are you so cute? And so much trouble. It is really hard to stay mad at him when he is so cute. Like, I am mad at him for like 5 minutes at a time, and then I'm like, oh, you're cute, here's treats. And it's unfortunate because then he doesn't learn his bad behaviors. But tonight he's frustrating me. Anywho. So this was the physical book that I'm reading, which is Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. The audiobook that I'm listening to right now is The Nutcracker and the Mouse King by E.T.A. Hoffman, which is what the ballet, The Nutcracker, is based off of. But this is very different. I've never read the book before, and I have not been in the Nutcracker, even though I've been a dancer my whole life. I was never in the Nutcracker, which is weird, but I wasn't really like a ballerina. Like, I did pointe and I did ballet my whole life, but I didn't like grow up a ballerina. So like I just didn't like audition for ballets and stuff like that. I auditioned for more contemporary, modern type company stuff, like not ballets. I did a lot of musical theater, like I did a lot of community theater, and I was like dance captain for a lot of community theater and like high school shows and stuff like that growing up. And then when I went into my company, it was a lot of contemporary lyrical, but that we did have like a really like hefty ballet program in the company that I was in. I just never did the Nutcracker, but I did sing in the Nutcracker, which you're like, there's no singing in the Nutcracker. So in the background of the Waltz of the Snowflakes, there's a choir that goes ah in the background of it, and I did that part with my high school chorus every year for 4 years. I was a part of that. So I saw the Nutcracker every single year. When I did it with my chorus, I would sing the Waltz of the Snowflakes. I'd actually see it. I'd see the dress rehearsal, and then I would see the show. And I would sing the background of the Waltz of the Snowflakes. Oh, now you bring me a toy? Now you want to play with an actual toy? My God, he just like dove off the bed to get it. He didn't even try to be graceful. So I was a part of that for being a part of the Nutcracker, but I was never in the ballet portion of it. But I do know it very well. Obviously, being a dancer, you grow up knowing the Nutcracker. So you do like little like snippets of the Nutcracker when you're little. You do like the music from the Nutcracker. I do enjoy the Nutcracker as a ballet, but the book is very different. So first of all, the character's name is Marie, which in the ballet in America, it's Clara. So in the USA, we call her Clara. I do know some ballets from different countries do use her name as Marie. I always grew up knowing her Clara. Most ballerinas, dancers grow up knowing her as Clara. But in the book, her name is Marie, and her brother's name is Frederick, which in the ballet, his name is Fritz. And they are given a Nutcracker. Well, specifically Clara, or Marie in the book, is given a Nutcracker, and her brother breaks it, and she falls asleep, and she dreams that the Nutcracker is getting into a battle with these evil mice and rats and stuff like that. That's as far as I've gotten to in the book right now, which is pretty accurate to how it goes in the ballet. Sometimes it's an uncle, sometimes it's a godfather that gives her the gift. It depends on what version you see. And they have like a big party where he presents it to her, which in the book they didn't have a party. He just came over for Christmas Eve. But the party scene is like a really big part of the ballet. So I thought that that was weird that it's not actually a party in the book. But where I just stopped is what I think the book is about, where the ballet then goes into, she travels to, well, first she like goes and sees like the waltz of the snowflakes, and it's like snowing outside, and it's like still like a whole thing where she's like realizing she loves the Nutcracker and stuff like that. And then the Nutcracker turns in from a Nutcracker to like a boy, who's her own age, that she's like, oh, dreamy kind of thing. It was a horrible description of what the Nutcracker's about. Anyway, so then she travels to the land of like candies, and there's like the Sugar Plum Fairy, there's Mama Ginger and the Ginger Babies, there's chocolate, there's, oh, what are... Marzipan. I couldn't remember the name of it. There's marzipan. Marzipan was always my favorite part. I loved the marzipan part. I don't know why. It wasn't like anything special. It was just really pretty to me every time I saw marzipan. So that's like the second part of the Nutcracker. So I don't know if this book is just going to stop at like the part about the Nutcracker and the Mouse King. But again, I still have like 39 minutes of the book left, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to be in this. But right now it's really just focusing on the Nutcracker and the Mouse King. So that was how you describe the Nutcracker at 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hello. So it is Wednesday night. I don't even know what time it is. I want to say like 10:30 maybe. I am tired, guys. Work wasn't even that bad. I'm just tired. Like, so tired. I feel like that's all I say anymore is I'm tired. It just... having that sinus infection like 2 weeks ago, my body has not recovered. And I swear it was not COVID. I took like 12 COVID tests. But anyway, I did finish listening to Nutcracker and the Mouse King last night. And he did kind of take her to like a different world-ish. It was like a doll's world. Like, it wasn't like what the ballet was about. But I do have to retract what I said. Apparently in the version I was listening, the brother's name was Frederick and her name was Marie. But, in another version, like in the original version, his name was Fritz. So I can't be mad about that. His name was Fritz in the original version, and she was like Marie or Maria. But still, her name's Clara in the ballet. So, but yeah, it wasn't very much like the ballet. I ended up giving it 3 stars. Just 'cause it didn't really hold my interest either. Like, I thought it would be like, oh, like this is such great thing, like, to read this because I love the ballet and stuff like that, but I really love the ballet and I didn't love the book as much. So, but yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I am now going to listen on audiobook while I make dinner to Shame is an Ocean I Swim Across by Mary Lambert, which is just a little poetry book. It's pretty short. It's only a 2-hour listen on Scribd, but I'm gonna not listen to all of it tonight because I also want to read more of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but I need to eat dinner. So I'm going to listen to that while I cook, and then I'm going to switch over to Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Oh, and I have Wi-Fi again. It's very exciting. My brother went and got the router for me. Very exciting stuff. So shout out to my brother. Thanks for getting the router. And it is all fixed. And now all my cords have protectors on them. So. Reading my book, and then this climbed on me, and now I can't see the book. It's very hard to read when a cat's on you. Hey, Bing, I was reading. Hey, Bing, let me see. Yeah. I was gonna read this book, and you are blocking my eyeballs. How do you feel about that? You're also crushing my windpipe. I'm gonna need air eventually. Who's that? Who's that? Is that you? Is that you? Oh no. I feel like a lot of this vlog is going to be me laying down because my back is still really out of place. But I just read like 100 pages of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I only have about 80 left, but I'm going to bookmark it there for the night because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, hi, Chandler. Chandler's just running across me. But yeah, my back is still kind of out of place. I've been working and like it feels a lot better during the day. It's like when I get home from work after I've like been on my feet all day that it hurts worse. So just kind of laying. I only have to work for like an hour and a half tomorrow, which I'm pretty excited about because then that's the last day of summer classes, which means I'm on my like summer break, but it's not really summer break for me because I have 2 camps next week and then I have 3 days I'm babysitting my nieces and nephew. So really my only like summer break is the weekend. Oh, sorry. But at least with babysitting I can swim and kind of just veg more than I would have to if I was like working. So it is like summer break, but I'm still working just in a different way, just babysitting. But yeah, so I am almost done with Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I will wrap that up tomorrow night, and I did get like a half an hour listened to of Shame is an Ocean I Swim Across, but it's very, very deep and dark, so I'm gonna have to listen to it. I thought I was gonna be able to binge listen to it and just finish it up, but oh my gosh, guys, it is deep and dark. So it's funny though, like going back and forth between the two, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and that. Like this is actually not as happy as I thought it was going to be. Like there's a lot of like sad stuff going on. Like the movie definitely made it funnier than what it was supposed to be. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. But in the movie, my favorite character was Carmen, who was played by America Ferrera. In the book, my favorite character is 100% Bridget. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, Carmen's kind of annoying in the book, but definitely the actors made the characters in that movie. It was, I can't remember her name in real life, but Rory from the Gilmore Girls was in it, and then the girl from Gossip Girl was in it, and I don't remember who played Tibby. But yeah, it was a good cast. I think I'm gonna watch the movie again after I read the book because I haven't watched the movie since I was like in high school. So, yeah, I think I might reminisce and watch that movie. I don't even remember it very well. Oh my goodness. But I do remember that I liked Carmen the best. And in the book, I definitely like Bridget the best, and I don't like Carmen at all. Like, Carmen's definitely my least favorite of the book. But yeah, so, been reading those 2 things, and other than that, just working and then resting my back. So I will catch up with you guys tomorrow, and I think this weekend I'm going to do like some form of like readathon or something, but I just don't know what yet. Kind of depends on how my back feels and stuff, but I would like to finish off not all the physical books that I have to read because I have like physical books that I added later, but the first 10 of my, like the most important 10 of my TBR I'd like to finish. So that would be like finishing Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and then I have the book The Guncle that I have to read for like my 10 that I want to finish for my reading rivalry group. And then I'm also, I didn't say in this vlog yet that I'm doing Polarthon. It's through JD Raid Reads Polarthon, and I actually think I might make it home in time for a little bit of her live sprints tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. But the Polarthon, my chart currently looks like this. So for every 100 pages you read, you feed a fish. So that's how many fish I've fed so far with the books that I've read so far, but I still have quite a few fish to go, so I will probably finish that up this weekend too. I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing for yawning. I don't need to apologize for being tired, but I just feel bad yawning like in the camera. But yeah, I'm gonna head to bed, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, I just got back from Big Lots and I had to come on here. My hair is crazy because I just took off my hat, but whatever. You've seen me with crazy hair before, I don't even care. I just need to shout out this lady that works at Big Lots. Her name is Tammy, and she works at the Big Lots across from my apartment, and she is the kindest person. So my finances haven't been great the last few months. Not a big deal. I make do. I do what I gotta do to get by. I pay my bills. I'm not a slacker. I do what I gotta do, okay? But it's tough. the world is sadly not made for people who live on their own, and really more made for people who have two incomes. Even though I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, it should be expected that I live on my own, but that's not the reality of it. So I have to, unfortunately, do a lot of shopping for one item at a time, because if I ring things up and I don't have enough, then I have to put things back and make that decision while people are watching me, and it's very stressful, really triggers my anxiety. So I've been going to Big Lots Friday evenings after I've been getting out of work, because there's this lady that works there named Tammy, and she is a beautiful human. It's always very quiet at that time. Not a lot of people are there. So I will go in, I'll put all the stuff that I want to get in my cart, and we will go through together one at a time until I've reached where I need to stop buying things. And anyone else, any like young kid who didn't know better, or, you know, people who are just judgmental, I'm sure there are more people like Tammy in the world, but I feel like anyone else would just look at me and go, wow, why don't you get a job if you can't afford this? Which is not the case. I work a lot, you guys know, and I get paid fair wages. I'm not like getting not paid for my money, but you guys know how it goes. But, you know, or like people would look at me and be like, wow, what a loser, you can't afford your food. Or they would just like ring me up and not do it one at a time and then make me feel embarrassed when I had to put it back. But she is so kind. She is so patient. And she even goes out of her way to be like, oh, like I noticed that you're getting these chips, but if you get this other brand, it's actually $2 cheaper if you want to do that instead. She is just the nicest person, and I really just have to take a minute to thank her. So thank you, Tammy from Big Lots. You are fabulous. I absolutely love you, and honestly, she is one of the highlights of my week because she is just so kind. She just really makes me feel like at ease, and for a second gets me out of my brain of going, okay, I have to do this to make do. And she really just goes, okay, but like, you know, I noticed that you've got this, but why don't you get this? And this will be great for you. And like, it's not even like a sales pitch. It's like you know what, you've earned to know that there's a sale. And I just appreciate her so much. And even today I went in there and I was like, you know what? I think I have $3 left in my grocery budget. I could get something like a treat. She goes, well, what are you craving? I was like, I don't know. She's like, you know what I'm craving? Lemonade. And I was like, oh my God, lemonade sounds delicious. Thank you, Tammy, for making me just feel a little bit more human. You are a great person. Shout out to her. All right, y'all, I'm out of the shower. It is my weekend. I am going to do a lot of reading is the plan. But I wanted to tell you guys, so I have this delicious chili, Hormel chili. I will say the brand even though I'm not sponsored by them. But I have this delicious chili, and I normally eat chili with tortilla chips with some cheese, hot sauce, and sour cream. However, I don't have any tortilla chips. And when I was at Big Lots, the sale was 2 bags of chips for $6, which was only Doritos and Lay's brands of chips. So y'all, I got some Cool Ranch Doritos. We're gonna try this with the chili. This could either be an epic fail or it could be the most delicious thing on earth. Now I don't have any sour cream, so it's just gonna be that with the cheese and the hot sauce. So we're gonna see, maybe the Cool Ranch Dorito will act as like a sour cream situation. So we're gonna give it a go. Let's give it a try. All right, y'all, here's the chili with the cheese. Here's the Cool Ranch Dorito going in. Oh, it broke. Okay, well, yeah, it's not really made for scooping. That would probably be one of the problems, huh? All right, let's give it a taste. My hair is even crazier because I just got out of the shower, but let's see if I like this. Let's give this a go. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. I think I actually like it better than a tortilla chip. Wait, let's do one more with more cheese on it just to make sure the cheese doesn't throw off that enjoyment. Yeah, no complaints. That's really good. 10 out of 10. This is so weird. Today is August 19th. That's very funny to me. It's about Carmen waking up after being miserable for weeks. And on August 19th, she felt different. It's little things like that in books that I always find very interesting. Like when something has my birth date or something like that, and then, you know, reading it on August 19th and being like, oh, hey, it is August 19th, you know, always fun. Okay, so it is 2 minutes to midnight. I just finished reading Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and I'm gonna give it a 5-star. So as a 30-year-old adult, do I think it's a 5-star? No. But if little me had read this in high school or even middle school, I would have absolutely given it 5 stars. It would have been one of my favorite books. I loved the movie because of the friendship, and friends have always been a really big thing for me. I am definitely more of a loner now that I'm older, but I still have a very close-knit group of friends that I do really love and go to frequently, you know, to hang out with or to vent and stuff like that. And I think the writing is just beautiful for a group of high schoolers, and it's just really pretty. And I kind of was like, okay, I'll read the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and, you know, stop there. But now I kind of want to read the rest of the series. I actually really enjoyed it. So 5 stars for Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Very sweet. Gave me a lot of nostalgia, even though I had never read it as a kid. Reminded me a lot of the movie. And I do think that I'm going to, as I book journal right now, watch the movie. If I can find it somewhere to stream, I will be so happy if I can find it, because it just brought me back, and it brought me back to, I don't think I ever even watched it with a friend. I'm pretty sure I went to the movie theater by myself and watched it. My dad and I have this weird tradition. We both loved movies, and we both loved different types of movies. Like, he liked sports movies and like mysteries and crime, and when I was a kid, I liked more of like the high school-y kind of movies that you would watch. So I feel like, so we used to do this thing where we'd go to this very cheap theater, and it was like a couple dollars to see a movie that was out of the big theaters. Chandler every time. But it was a couple dollars to go see a movie that was out of the big theaters at that point. So we would go and see like discounted movies, but he would go to one movie and I would go to a different movie, and then we'd meet in the arcade afterwards, and it was just like a really cute thing that we used to do. And then there were sometimes like we saw the same movie, and then we actually had a place just like it when we moved to Virginia, and we did the same thing. So that tradition lasted from probably when I was old enough to like sit in a movie theater responsibly by myself. So probably like 10 years old to 19 years old, that tradition lasted. And it's some of my best memories with my dad. So that is how I watched Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, was watching it in a movie theater. Ow! Every time. But watching it in a movie theater by myself while my dad was in a different movie. And we would like get snacks and then like split it up in cups. And I would like, if I would like run out of snacks, I would like, sometimes I would like leave my movie theater and sneak into his to get more snacks. But most of the time I was too involved in the movie. But there was a couple times that I didn't really care about the movie and I was there for more of the snacks. Okay, apparently laying down means my cat gets to attack me. It's just like a general rule in our house, apparently. But anyways, I wanted to tell you guys what my plans for this weekend are. So I am going to, starting tomorrow at noon, I am going to have to read to earn electronics time. So basically, I am kind of taking a little bit of what Jade is doing with Polarthon for myself and something that I need to work on. So when my Wi-Fi was unplugged the other day, I was kind of really frustrated and kind of lost without being able to do stuff on my phone because I don't have unlimited data. So I had to limit what I did on my phone. So I was really frustrated with that, and also just like not being able to watch TV and stuff like that. So I am going to, apparently my cat is going to attack me if I'm sitting up too. He's very playful. I am going to take the next couple of days, so from noon tomorrow, which is Saturday, to 11:59 on Sunday, I am going, at night, I'm going to have to earn my electronics time for the weekend. So every 100 pages that I read over this weekend, I'm going to earn 30 minutes of technology. Other than that, I have to be unplugged other than for filming. So I will have my phone actually on airplane mode so that I can't text or do anything, and I will also have the Wi-Fi turned off on my phone so I can't even cheat it. So I will just be using my phone for filming, and I will not be able to watch TV or do anything like that, and I won't even listen to audiobooks because the point of this is to get through some physical books. So I have 4 physical books left on my August TBR, and it is, like I said, August 19th, so I do still have some time, so I don't plan on doing all 4 of them this weekend, but I want to try to see how many I can get through with putting these limits on electronics for myself. So the first one is The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. This is about a gay guy who is kind of going through like some pits at the moment with relationships and life and stuff like that, and his family suffers a tragic accident, or something tragic happens. I don't know if it's an accident or whatever happens, but he ends up getting custody of his niece and nephew, and he has to take care of them, and he lives a very like lavish lifestyle that doesn't really like help to raise kids. So it's kind of all of them adjusting. It's supposed to be funny and sweet and heartwarming and all that stuff. So then we have Maniac McGee by Jerry Spinelli. This is about a boy who is, I don't know, I think he's orphaned, and he ends up going to live in a small town where racism is very much still a thing, and he tries to help people understand that love is more important than what people look like. Then I have I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic 1912 by Lauren Tarshish. This should take me like an hour to read at most, but it is on the list still. This is part of the I Survived series, and it is about I believe it's a boy, I think it's a boy who survives the Titanic sinking. And then the last one is Wake by Lisa McMahon. And this is about a girl who can travel into people's dreams, and usually they're quite pleasant, but all of a sudden she's able to travel into nightmares and starting to see like the darker sides of people's thoughts. So those are the 4 that I have. So how this is going to work is for every 100 pages I read of a book, I get 30 minutes of technology. So I can choose to bank that and like save it and like binge watch something at night. And if not, then I can watch 30 minutes and then go back to reading. I can use that for my phone, I can use that for my TV, or I can use it for both. Like I can be on my phone while I'm watching TV, but that's it. Once the 30 minutes are up, I'm done, and I have to go back to reading. So again, I can bank it, and I could do like an hour at a time, or I could do like you know, like a couple hours at a time and just like binge read and then go back to watching TV. But knowing myself, 100 pages is kind of rough, especially like look at this print in Guncle. This is small print, like very small print. So I think that one's gonna be the hardest one for me. So kind of depending on my mood. It's also supposed to be very hot tomorrow. I might start with the I Survived book, which is only 90. Oh, it's 100 pages exactly if I read the like bonus stuff in the back. Okay, so I will read the bonus stuff in the back. So if I read this, that's 30 minutes. This alone is 30 minutes. This one I believe is 100 and something pages. Yeah, it's 174. So this plus like 25 pages of Guncle will be another 30 minutes. And then this one is 200 pages, so this is an hour's worth, and this is, I think this one's gonna be tough because the print is so small. This one is 348 pages, so this one's gonna be tough. It's small print for only 90 minutes of technology. 90 plus minutes if I read it with Maniac McGee. But anyway, that's the deal that I've made with myself. And if I finish those 4 books, if a miracle happens and I finish all 4 books, then I can go back to my unlimited technology time for the weekend. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think I'll finish all 4, but maybe not having my phone on me and just powering through a read will be what I need. And I'm hoping they're all good books and that I don't have to DNF any of them. Really, really, really need that to not be a thing, because if I have to like find another book in the process, I'm gonna stress out way more. But trying to unplug for the weekend, guys. Try to get my mentality back to a positive place, just because, you know, I am out on summer vacation now for work, and I have to get ready to go babysit on Monday my nieces and nephew. So that starts at noon tomorrow, so we're gonna do that. I can't promise that I will actually start at noon. I might, you know, eat lunch and dawdle, but I won't be on my technology. as of noon tomorrow, there will be 0 technology in my hands unless I read 100 pages. And what I just read of the Sister to the Traveling Pants does not count. So I really did myself dirty there. But anyway, so that is my plan. And if this goes well for me personally, then I might incorporate it with something like with like my YouTube or my Instagram and have you guys do it with me. But I just want to see how well I hold up, because I didn't realize how addicted I am to my phone until recently. And it's not even that I'm addicted to it, it's just I work so much, and a lot of my work is on my phone because my music's on my phone, videos of my dances are on my phone, talking to parents is on my phone, talking to my boss is on my phone. So much stuff is on my phone, but I'm also in between all that stuff stopping to watch YouTube or stopping to play Sims, and it's a problem. And then when I'm home at night and I'm book journaling, instead of turning on an audiobook, which that might be something that I do, is like turn on an audiobook if it's too hot to turn my light on tomorrow, because it is supposed to be really hot. So I might turn on an audiobook if it gets too hot and I have to turn my light off, but I haven't made it to 100 pages. I might just like sit in front of a fan with an audiobook, but that would be like my one exception. But my goal is physical books, so I'm hoping it's not horribly hot. It's actually pretty cool right now. And I'm gonna leave I have my window fan in right now, so I'm hoping if I leave it in all night, it'll stay cool for a good part of tomorrow, at least until the sun goes down, and then I can plop my window fan back in. So those are my plans. So we'll see how it goes, and if it goes well, then it might be something I do again in the future. But for tonight, I'm going to put the books away because I'm going to watch as much TV as I can until I fall asleep to get it out of my system. And I'm also going to book journal. So I'm going to try to find Sister to the Traveling Pants and see if that is on any streaming so I can watch that. And yeah, that's my plans for tonight until tomorrow. Hello. So it is like 5 o'clock on Saturday. I have not started reading anything yet, but I've also been pretty good about the technology. I did have one lapse when I woke up this morning because I forgot I was doing it, and then I put it away instantly and I was like, oh no. But I have been not reading because it was hot, so I listened to a little bit of my audiobook. But like I said, that is a heavy audiobook. It's kind of dark back there. Okay. So I only can listen to like 20 minutes of it at a time because it's tough to listen to. It's intense. So I did listen to like 20 minutes of that. I tidied up a little bit. I played with Chandler. Oh my God, I played with Chandler for like an hour and a half. He kept wanting to play fetch, and then I rolled over to take a nap, and he like laid his teddy bear next to me, his like big teddy bear, which was super cute. But then he wanted to play with his teddy bear, so we played a little bit of tug of war with his teddy bear. Very cute. He was being adorable today. Then I just took a quick nap. So I am up now, feeling good. I'm gonna make some dinner. And then I'm going to start, I think the first one I'm going to read is The Guncle, because that's the one that I gotta get done. But I think I've decided, because The Guncle is tiny print, for that one, for every 75 pages, I'm going to earn 30 minutes, because that one is really tiny print. It's not really fair to compare that to like the I Survived book. So for every 75 pages of Guncle I read, I'm going to, earn 30 minutes of technology. So I feel like that's pretty fair because that is some ton of print. But I'm going to eat some dinner first, and then I will get started on this reading. Okay, so I ended up finishing Shame is an Ocean I Swim Across by Mary Lambert while I was eating dinner. That one equals 176 pages, but since the point of this was to not read physical books and not listen to audiobooks, I am going to just give myself 30 minutes for the whole thing, even though it was 176 pages, because I didn't read it physically. I listened to it on audiobook, but I needed to do something while I ate because I hate just eating and not like watching something. So finished listening to the audiobook while I ate dinner, and now I'm diving into The Guncle. I'm going to save that 30 minutes, put it in my media bank box, or my media bank pink box, I don't know what I'm saying, but put it in like my little media bank, and save it for later, because right now I want to jump into The Guncle. So I am gonna have to turn this light on, and it is so like the perfect temperature in my house right now, and I think this light is gonna make it hot. I realized I forgot to say my rating for Shame is an Ocean I Swim Across. Oh, I have this red mark on my head from sitting here like this while I'm reading. I like to lean on my hand. But I gave it 4 stars. I really love her poetry and her music. It was just very heavy and probably a very limited market of who would read it. Like, I would say it's like intense. So I would like, it's an adult book for sure, not for YA. But I do feel like some younger kids would read it because Body Love was so popular at dance competitions for so long. But it is not appropriate for anyone under the age of 18. So yeah, so don't read it if you're under 18. But it is very good. It's very intense, and I needed like breaks from it because it was very triggering. So for that reason, I knocked off a star just because it was triggering on every page. Like, there was not a page where there was like a little bit of relief. It was triggering on every page. So, but yeah, I am like 20 pages into the Guncle right now. I'm really enjoying it. It's very cute. It's a little like flourishy with the language. Like, it's very like I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's just like words that you don't necessarily need to make it more flowery, I guess. But I guess that's kind of like the atmosphere they're trying to create for this character. So we'll see if I like it, but for right now it's pretty cute. 20 pages in, so yeah. Okay, hi, Bing. I made it to page 75, so I have now banked 60 minutes of electronics time, which I am going to keep in the bank. I'm going to take a shower, grab a snack, and jump back into the Guncle. I want to try to get to page 200 tonight, but I'm at least going to hold off on watching anything until I make it up to 90 minutes, so another 75 pages, because I don't know. I feel like if I would start an hour, it wouldn't feel like enough. Hi, baby. You wanna come say hi? Come here. No? Oh, yes, you do. There you go. Oh. Hi. Who's that? Oh, I love you too. I love you too. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to save up another 30 minutes before I let myself use any electronics, but I'm gonna take a shower and have a snack. It's good so far. It's cute. Okay, so it's about 11:30. I'm on page 120 of the Guncle because I accidentally fell asleep on it for a little bit. But I'm up now, and I woke up to the most wonderful reading weather. You guys have to see this. Can you guys hear that? Oh, it's this beautiful rainstorm, and look at it on the light. Or reflecting off the ground over there. Oh, I can't get a good shot with my screen door. It is just the perfect reading weather. It's like a heavy rain, but like a soft rain. Like, it's not like a angry downpour. It's like a nice rain, and then it's just like a good temperature, and then all the street lights are reflecting off the like puddles and stuff. It's just really nice out right now. I love a good rain. Love a good rain. So I'm gonna read at least another few pages of Guncle. I want to get to page 150 tonight, because that'll be a little under halfway, but that'll be 2 sets of 30 minutes that I got out of this book. So that is my goal for tonight. So that's like another like 25, 30 pages, something like that. And then I will probably watch TV for a little bit because I have earned it now. Well, not yet, but I will have earned it at that point. Hello. So it is Sunday. It is about 5-ish. It is a thunderstorm out, guys. It's a lovely reading weather. I used up all my electronics time last night. I was watching YouTube, and then I was playing Sims because that's what I wanted to do with it, I guess. So I did not watch Schitt's Creek. I should have turned on Schitt's Creek and played Sims. Made poor choices. Made poor choices with the time that I had, but I didn't want to turn on the TV. I wanted to just watch my phone. You guys know how it goes. But I am 167 pages into the Guncle, but then I am also, I read like or listened to like 7 chapters of Rainbow Gray last night. So yeah, I did that much. But I am going to eat some dinner because I haven't had lunch or dinner, so some dinner. And I'm going to also listen to some more Rainbow Gray while I do that. And then my goal is to finish the Guncle and maybe one more book today, even if it's a short book. I don't know. The Guncle is taking me quite a long time. I really want to be able to read faster, guys. It's a goal in life. I'm gonna look up websites to help you learn how to read faster or something, because it really does cramp my style with how much I want to read and then how much I actually get to read. It's a bother. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. Tomorrow I'm babysitting, so I will vlog a little bit of that funness with the kids. And then that's about my plans for the rest of this vlog, is finishing up this electronics thing, shindig thing, this little readathon that I've given myself, and then doing babysitting tomorrow. So
he's really passionate about making sure that I can't read my book by laying on top of me. I love you. Yeah, I do love you. Thank you. I appreciate a bath. I mean, I bathed, but he's such a good cat. So good. Yeah.
okay, so it is 11:30. I finished the Guncle. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. The only thing was that some of the language was a little floofy and unnecessary. So I like books that kind of just like get to the point. But I thought the storyline was really cute, and the kids were the same age as my niece and nephew, my oldest niece and nephew. So I really liked that. And just the like storyline, the plot, everything was very sweet and heartwarming. It was a little sad and a little heavy in places, but then it would have like a light moment right afterwards. I think it was a disservice to the book for me to read The Bookish Life of Nina Hill shortly before I read this one, because that one was so funny and it made me like outright cry and outright laugh, where this one was just kind of like inner emotions, not so much outright, but it was still very good. I enjoyed it. So 4 stars for this one. I am going to read I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic by Lauren Tarshish, just to get another book in. But by the time I'm done with it, it won't even matter how many hours that I've banked, because I said this was only going to 11:59, and it will be probably midnight by the time that I finish this. So yeah, was this experiment successful? I don't know. I feel like I found myself reaching for my phone a lot and then being like, no, you can't look at your phone, which is fine. And it was like a good like thing to notice that like while I'm reading, I do want to check my phone a lot. But do I think this was successful? Probably not. I think I read at the same speed, the same amount that I would read on a normal weekend. But I also don't know if this was the best book to try that with, because guys, this print is so teensy. That's some tiny print, man. You guys are probably like, that's normal print. That's, for me, tiny print. I like my print to be large, like this. Take up most of the page with a couple sentences. So yeah, so I am gonna read this one, and I finished that one, so that means I only have 3 books left on my TBR, but 2 physical books left, and that's Maniac McGee and Wake, and then the other book is I Could Chew on This, which is like Poems by a Dog or something like that. That's only like 118 pages. So I should be able to finish my entire TBR, which will be nice, by the end of the month, which will be good. But yeah, I wish that I had picked a different book to do this weekend with. I probably could have read all 3 of the other ones this weekend if I didn't read the Guncle, but this one was just, it wasn't even like thick. It's very misleading because the print is small. I want to feel more accomplished than the size of this book. But it was very good. I did enjoy it. I just feel like my experiment didn't work as good as I wanted it to prove a point. I was going to prove the point that if I put down my phone, I can read so much more, and I read the same amount that I normally read. So, 1 book. So, yeah. So maybe we'll try this experiment again with a different book, like a book with bigger print or a shorter book, and prove a point. But I also did read The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, like another 100 and something pages of that Friday night, where normally I would have started my weekend read on Friday night. So maybe I need to work this experiment better. Maybe we'll try again next month, but who knows when that'll happen because I go back to work next month. So, and I'll only have 1 day off compared to 2 days off on the weekend. So, but yeah, I'm going to read this. This should be a pretty quick read. I can't imagine it taking more than a half an hour. So I just realized I already read this one, but it's on my TBR, so I'm just going to read it again anyway. Okay, Chandler. But yeah, I already read this one, so I know it's a 4-star, but it's fine. I'll reread it. I don't mind, but I was just kind of hoping for a new read. That's fine. But yeah, I didn't remember it, so I guess I can reread it. But now that I've started reading it again, I do kind of remember it, so it's not going to be as exciting. I really need some Titanic books, guys. I need you guys to give me some good Titanic books. So comment below your favorite ones. Okay, so it's 12:30. I finished this one. I originally gave this 4 stars, but actually since I've been studying and reading more and watching more movies about the Titanic, because I don't know why, I've just recently gotten an interest in it, I actually changed this to a 5-star rating because I didn't realize how many things were a reference to the actual sinking when I read it the first time. There's like a nod to W.T. Stead, however you say it, who was an author who died on the Titanic. It talks about Mr. Andrews, who built the Titanic. It talks about there's like a man dressed up as a woman getting on the ship, or getting on a lifeboat, which is a true thing that happened on the Titanic. So there's a lot of things that I was like, oh my god, that really happened. And then like the imagery I had a lot better time with after like knowing more about the Titanic. So I changed this to a 5-star because I think it does teach kids like true things that happened on the Titanic that I didn't realize before. And I think my reason for giving it a 4-star last time was I was like, oh, that wouldn't have happened, like those people wouldn't have survived. But now that I've like learned more about the Titanic, I was like, okay, that's a little bit more logical. There's a lot of things in here, like there being a mummy on board of the ship, and you know, like other things that like they're really fine details that if you don't know a lot about the Titanic you wouldn't know were true or false. So now that I know more about the Titanic and I've read this again, I definitely give it 5 stars because I think it's chock full of information for kids, and I think if I had read this as a kid I would have taken it as truth, and that is what you should do because so many of the facts in here are completely accurate. So 5 stars for this one, and I'm really happy that I did reread that because it makes me feel a lot better about these books. Like I don't know a lot of historical events. History is not my thing. With that being said, I did read this weekend. I read Shame is an Ocean, I Swim Across, The Guncle, and I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic, 1912. And if you count Friday as the weekend, I also finished reading Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. So between 3 and 4 books for the weekend, so not too bad. 3 since I started my like no technology thing, but I didn't even really get to use that much, but I guess I did last night a little bit. I would like to do it again under better circumstances with easier books, I think, but I think it was still a good experiment. But I am going to use my electronics time now. I have an early morning to get up and go babysit, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Over like this, ready? We're gonna see if this works. Wish us luck. Ready?
Yeah.
Set. Oh! Hey!
Jacob, grab one!
Grab a toy!
Grab one!
Beep, beep, beep. Drop it in the chute! Yay!
Okay, Jacob, go put it in. I want to get it.
Okay.
Move out of the way, Coden.
Here we go. Ready?
Go!
Set.
Go! Oh! Oh!
Woo! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Ah! What's the yellow Pokemon's name? What's his name? Say Pikachu.
Pikachu.
What's his name?
Patrick.
Pikachu. Hello. So it's about 6:30. I just got home from my brother's house and I decided I'm gonna read 2 books tonight, but they're not on my TBR. They're just 2 more of the I Survived books. Can you get off of them, dude? Okay, Chandler was sitting on them. But I'm gonna read I Survived the San Francisco Earthquake 1906. And I'm also going to read the I Survived the Bombing of Pearl Harbor 1941, because if I read 3 books by the same author for my reading rivalry group, I get 20 extra points. So I'm just gonna do that tonight because I don't really have anything planned, and none of the books on my TBR are ones I really want to get into tonight because I'm really tired from my first day of babysitting. I only slept a few hours last night because I'm not on the schedule yet, so once I get on the schedule, then I'm gonna have to switch back over to my other schedule, but you guys know how that goes. So yeah, so I'm going to read these and then, yeah, I don't know, probably fall asleep. Okay, so I'm going to start with the bombing of Pearl Harbor, 1941. This is about a boy from New York City who moved to Hawaii with his mom, and he really wants to go back to New York City, and he thinks he's like super tough and can handle anything, and then the bombing of Pearl Harbor happens and he's not sure he can handle it. So, yeah, we'll see what he does to survive. Okay, I'd accidentally fallen asleep, which I predicted was going to happen, but I did get like halfway through this one, so I'm going to finish them up now. Whoops. It's like 11 o'clock. It's not even late. I just zonked out when I got home. Well, not when I got home. Mid-reading. Mid-reading, I zonked. Cat's going crazy again. Okay, so I just finished this one. The bombing of the Pearl Harbor. Or the bombing of the Pearl Harbor? The bombing of Pearl Harbor, 1941. I'm going to give this one 3 stars. It was good. It just wasn't as good as the Titanic one. Like, the characters weren't as dynamic. Still chock full of facts. Still interesting for kids. I'm not really interested in like war or anything like that, like those kind of historical events, so it didn't hold my interest as much as the Titanic one did, but it was still pretty good. I enjoyed it. I just didn't love this one. So now I'm going to read the I Survived the San Francisco Earthquake of 1906, and this one is about a boy who is a newsie in the early 1900s, obviously in 1906, and he it's like the earthquake. He's like in love with the city of San Francisco, and the earthquake happens, and now he has to survive like watching his favorite place burn down and crumble and stuff. So I'm gonna dive into this one. I think I'll like this one better because it's a natural disaster, which I prefer. Apparently Chandler's mad that I was not giving him attention. He bit right through the book. Oh, Chandler. Okay, so I am going to give I Survived the San Francisco Earthquake 1906 a 5-star. I thought this one was really good. I think it's very educational for kids and also had a little bit more characterization and plot line than the bombing of Pearl Harbor one did. So I really liked this one. I thought that it was very accurate. Like, this kid was like an orphan boy, so I thought it was pretty accurate to how he would have reacted in this situation, and it was like chock full of facts like the Titanic one was. Like, I feel like the bombing of Pearl Harbor one had a lot of facts in it, but like it kind of got lost in the like him wanting to like leave home, and like I also feel like there was like some parts of this, I don't want to give anything away, that were like a little unrealistic with like the ending with a certain character, which you guys would probably, if you read it, you know what I'm talking about, where this one I felt was like 100% historically accurate. Like, it seems like they didn't make all the smart choices to get out, but they did make choices that I feel like kids their age would have made in that situation, knowing that they needed to escape. So both were very good. I enjoyed them. I love the series. I do have a few more on my shelf, but I would like to get some more. I'd like to read the whole series and then probably donate them to a school or something when I'm done with the whole thing. I think she's coming out with a new one in September, so that's nice. So with these books, I did finish up my Polarthon board. So here you guys can see the finished board. I just want to shout out Jade at JD Ray Reads. I will link her down below. She has an awesome channel and she does fun events like this a lot. So I hope you guys check her out because she is awesome. And I really enjoyed doing Polarthon. I felt like it really kept me on track with my reading this month. So it was a good time. But yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to wrap up this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.